I've been training for over 20 years, and I remember I was so lost in the beginning. I was trying to copy pro bodybuilder workouts, not knowing that was just way too much volume. I tried programs where I was working out 5, 6, 7 days a week. And if I knew what I know now, I would have done everything differently. And if you are a beginner watching this video and you're confused about what to do, then this video is for you. I will cover everything you need to know, from exercises to sets, reps, how many days to work out, cardio, and also important training principles that you need to know. And by the way, in case you're new here, I'm Coach Wisdom. I've been a gym owner and a trainer for over 10 years, and I spend most of my time helping beginners just like you. Now, let's dive straight into the video. First, we need to decide, are you gonna work out at home or at a gym? Both will work. The pro of going to the gym is that you're gonna have everything that you need and more. And if you decide to work out at home, we do need to invest in some equipment. Don't worry, it's nothing fancy or super expensive, it's just a pair of dumbbells. Because some bodyweight movements might just be too difficult for you to do as a beginner. For example, if you want to work on your shoulders, there's pike push-ups and handstand push-ups. But for most people, handstand push-ups probably isn't the best way to do it because you're upside down and it is a bit scary. Plus, it's totally unnecessary when you can do shoulder press as long as you have a pair of dumbbells. And if you have the money, it's also great to invest in some kind of a pull-up tower with some bands. Once you have these three things, you don't really need much more. And speaking of more, most things in life, the more you do, the better you get at it, like playing piano. When I was 10 years old, my dad bought me a piano and I wanted to get good at it. So my mom, she hired a teacher, and the first thing the teacher told me is that if you want to get good at piano, you have to practice. Not once a week, not twice a week, but you gotta play every day. Fitness, however, is kind of the opposite. Because if you do too much, you're gonna slow down this one little thing that's very important, and it's recovery. To build muscle, it's very simple. You tear up the muscle fibers, and then you go home, you eat, you sleep, and that's when your body is repairing itself. That's basically recovery. If you are working out too much, that means your body is always in a state of repairing itself. And when you're not fully recovered, that's when you're slowing down your progress. Think of it like this. Let's say you go running. You fall down, you scrape your knee, and then a scab will form, right? Now let's say you're a weirdo, and when the scab forms, you peel it off before it naturally falls off. You are literally slowing down the body's natural healing process. And that's why you can't be in the gym all the time. Now that we understand that, this next part will make sense. We only need to work out 2 days a week. Yes, you just heard me right, 2 days a week. If you thought I was gonna tell you to work out every day, we absolutely do not have to because it's just unnecessary. Next, you wanna spread out those workout days. A great split is Monday and Thursday or Tuesday and Friday. It doesn't really matter as long as you're resting 2 days before your next workout day. And even resting 1 day is fine if that's all you can do in your schedule. Just make sure that we're not working out 2 days in a row unless you absolutely have to. Now for exercises, this is gonna be very simple. We just have to cover 6 main movements. The first 2 movements are pushes, like push-ups and a shoulder press. The push-up is what we call a horizontal push, where you're pushing away from your torso. And the shoulder press is what we call a vertical push, where you are pushing above you away from your head. Movements 3 and 4 are pulls, like pull-ups and bent over row. Pull-ups are vertical pulls, where you are pulling something above you towards you. And bent over rows are horizontal pulls in which you pull something in front of you towards you. The 5th movement is a squat, and the 6th movement is what we call a hip hinge. This is basically where you bend at the knee, you move your hips back, and then you drive your hips back forward. I want you to pick 2 different exercises for each of the main movements. And don't worry, we're not doing 12 exercises per workout. We're actually gonna split them between your 2 workout days. On the first day, you'll do the first exercise for each movement. And on the second day, you'll do the other one. And if you can't think of 2 different exercises, that's completely fine. You can just repeat the same one for day 2. And comment down below if you want my help there. I will do my best to tell you what exercises I can suggest based on what equipment you have. Also, in case you're wondering, why are these exercises so important? It's because all of these exercises are what we call compound exercises. Exercises that work multiple muscles all at once. Because why do a bicep curl when you can do a chin-up, which works the bicep and your entire back? This is perfect for someone who is busy and can't spend hours in the gym doing a million different exercises. Plus, as a beginner, you need to get good at just a few exercises and you don't need to spend that much time in the gym. Go be with your family, pet your pets, do whatever you do in your own time. Now for sets and reps, we're gonna do 100 reps and 100 sets. I'm just kidding. My wife said that I should practice joking around more, so I'm trying that out. For sets and reps, we're gonna keep this very simple. 2 sets of 10 each exercise. And when you feel strong enough and that second set of 10 feels easy, that's when you'll add in a harder variation or just simply add a little more weight for next time. That will ensure that you are getting stronger, because here's the thing. If you're doing bicep curls with 5 pounds and 2 years later, you're still doing bicep curls with 5 pounds and you're wondering why your arms aren't getting bigger, well, I don't know what to tell you. So just to make this crystal clear, on day 1, you're doing 6 exercises, 1 for each of the main movement patterns that we just talked about, and 2 sets each. That's only 12 working sets for the entire workout. Then on day 2, you'll do the same thing, but with the second group of exercises that you chose. 6 exercises, 2 sets each, 12 working sets. And that's it. This whole workout will take you about 20 to 30 minutes based on how long you're resting, which brings us to our next point. For rest, just make sure you're resting long enough that you feel strong again for each of your working sets. For most beginners, 1 to 2 minutes is usually enough. And it's okay if your heart rate is still a little high before that next working set, because that means you're working on your cardio. Which brings us to the next point. For cardio, here's my 2 suggestions. If you don't walk enough, I suggest that you start implementing steps into your life. Aim for 8 to 10,000 steps every day. You see, us human beings, we were given legs, and we're given legs for a reason, so that we can walk, not sit down in a desk all day for 8 hours. If you're already moving a lot throughout the entire day, then you can add in 2 to 3 cardio sessions a week. 10 to 30 minutes is good enough, and 30 minutes is if you're doing some kind of low, moderate intensity, like incline treadmill walking at a moderate pace. And if you're doing 10 minutes of cardio, that means it's gonna be more intense, such as you're trying to beat your last mile run. And fun fact, I only do 10 minutes of cardio once a week. It's something that I call 10 minutes of hell, and it's enough to keep me conditioned and pretty athletic. And if you're interested in that, comment down below and I might just make a video on how I do my own cardio. Now, the last thing that you need is just time and consistency. And I know you probably don't want to hear that, because that's what you hear all the time, because it's true. There are no shortcuts unless you go on gear. By the way, please don't go on gear. And there you have it. Everything you need to get started as a beginner. It's really not that complicated. And once you have graduated from beginner and now you're in a more of an intermediate level, congratulations by the way, you can watch my next video right here in which I explain more in detail on how to progress in an intermediate state, because you can't do the same workout as a beginner as an intermediate. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, give the video a like, comment down below, because that does push this video out to someone else that needs to see it. And until next time, guys, peace.